Right from the beginning of creation, my worry is for a generation to come and not know the warfare around marriage. God created man. The next thing was, it is not good, I need to get you marriage. By chapter 3, the devil comes and distracts all that system. Suddenly he separates the couple from their God. By chapter 4, he attacks the children of the couple. He makes one kill the other. By chapter 5, he begins to talk about the genealogy of that couple and how that sin and curses stepped into their lives. And then by chapter 6, it's not enough for him. He employs his own people to start sleeping with the daughters of those couples. And it goes on and on. And the wisest man says something. He said there are 4 things that disquieted the earth. And he said one of them is when an odious woman gets married. He said the world can be quiet, the earth can be quiet until an odious woman, an odious man gets married. And then the Bible says the whole earth is disquieted. Nobody knows the number of years Adam lived, but we never saw a serpent come after him until a woman was given to him. Sometimes when you are single, the devil is quiet around your life until the day God gives you a marriage, and it comes around. And then the Bible tells us the final agenda of humanity, that this thing is going to happen. And what is going to happen is that it will get to a point, marriages will come under so much attack that 7 women will not mind taking care of themselves. All they want is that one man puts 7 rings on their heads. When 3 women don't mind fighting over a man, we are in that day. When a woman is pursuing to get pregnant for another woman's husband, we are in that day. That day Isaiah prophesied about, not knowing it was 2022, that a woman is not ashamed to chase another woman's husband. And he says 7 will gang up because there will be attack on marriages. If you are not part of the branch, your marriage will struggle. If you are not part of the branch, he said that day will come. He said that, but the branch of the Lord shall carry the beauty and the glory of God. And he said the fruit of the land. What is the fruit of the land? The people of the land shall be our inheritance. No branch of the Lord must beg somebody to marry. No branch of the Lord. He says that those in the world will beg a man to marry 7, but the branch of the Lord, their beauty and their glory will not permit it. Something will come upon your life. It will not permit that you have to beg a man to wed you. It will not permit that. As a woman, you have to just live foolishly, because if you voice up, the man will stop and marry another person. There are many of you in relationships that have been abusive, but you can't talk because the moment you speak, the man will leave you. You know that you are in the queue. You are quiet, living stupidly, living foolishly, living like a slave in a relationship, because you are seeing that you are the 3rd woman in a man's life, living hypocritically, hiding things in order to survive. 2 people came to me, 2 HIV patients came to me, and all of them, their issue is that they don't know how to inform their partners that they have HIV, and their wedding days have been set. And you see, good. One of them, I asked, so is your partner aware? One of them said, I've told him I don't want to go on, but he says he will still marry. Yes. At a point in time, you know that what negotiates for marriage is not makeup. A man has seen death, he's still entering. What is pulling him? You don't know. You don't. Near a casa mount a And nibi kasa kyerɛ ne sɛ HIV nyɛ hwee. Apu, what is HIV? Apu, what is HIV? It's a serious matter. He said, I've told him I don't want to get married, but he's forcing me, let's marry. It's in the will of God. And another one told me that the marriage is almost up, but I can't tell him, because if I tell him, he will go. And there are so many of you who are struggling in life. You have hidden many things. Some things are eating you up, what you are going through, and you can't handle it anymore. And the one that you have to talk to, you are afraid that there are 6 more women on the line. And many of us are in marriages that are full of fear and struggle. And it looks like one feet is among the branch of the Lord, and another feet is among the cast away of Israel. Where do we stand? Listen to me. There are men that think it's cheap, but over time you realize that it's not even easy to get a woman to stay with you. I was praying for a young man recently, and I saw his muscles. Yet the reason why he came was that any woman that he meets and wants to marry, the woman will leave him. Not more than 3 weeks. That's when I knew that you can have a good job, you can have muscles, but if something is not speaking for you, no woman will stay. They won't stay. For a woman to stay with you when you are jobless and he still cares, a woman to stay with you with pot belly. Some of you don't even have what to take the woman to. Why are you pointing somebody's belly? His future is not bright, and when you look at his stomach now, there's some of you, there is no money for vacations, there's no money for birthday parties, but the woman is dying around you. What you don't know, that the beauty and the glory is speaking for you. You are still operating by trotro, yet the woman calls you in the afternoon to check up. By the time you return by 5-6 p.m, there is food on the table. You have not given chop money for some time. She is still around you. What you don't know is that the beauty and the glory of the Lord is speaking for you. There are certain women that since you married your husband, you have not had the opportunity or anything at all to compete with any woman at all. You have been married to somebody for 10 years, for 8 years, for 5 years, and you have not competed with any woman. Sir, a glory is speaking for you, and you don't know. The day the glory leaves, you will realize that 6 other women are on the queue, because there's a prophecy that 7 must manage 1. Have you seen the way they have started pushing it? Polygamy. They started pushing it. Why? Because prophecy must come to pass. Very soon it will be set up. The next civilization will be 1 woman marrying 2 men and 1 man marrying 7 women. Very soon, because every prophecy must come to pass, and the only people that will be saved will be the branch of the Lord. So that when we show up, 1 man shows up with 1 woman, 1 woman shows up with 1 man. That's the glory and the beauty of the branch. We won't have 1 person having divorced 3 times. It is not part of the prophecy. Only 2 things must characterize your marriage. Only 2 things: glory and beauty. If beatings is beautiful, then it should be part. But if it is not, that means it shouldn't be part of marriage. Anything that is not beautiful shouldn't be part. Anything that is not glorious shouldn't be part. Any normal be brain exercise shebrew. A thought one encounter with understanding. Do you understand what we are about to do now? There is only one thing sustaining my marriage: glory and beauty. Asa, without it, another voice will start speaking to my wife. Without it, another voice will start speaking to me. There must be a glory on her life, communicating to me on what to do to make her happy. There should be a glory on my life, having a voice to communicate to her what she needs to do to make me happy. What negotiates things for you is not your physical outlook, it's the weight of glory that is upon your life. It is that glory that determines who comes to you. It's that glory that determines. That is why it doesn't take a young man or a young preacher 2 years, 3 years for him to become a counselor to a president. No. You grow in glory, and that glory negotiates who comes to you. The weight of glory on your life determines what comes around. If only we smokers are coming, it's a sign of the glory, the weight, the voice of that glory, who it is calling. If only married women and men keeps calling you, check the weight of glory. There is a glory that can come upon your life, that if a married man is calling you, that weight of glory will shut him up in the spirit and tell him that this one is not callable. Which voice is speaking for you in the spirit, and who are the voice, that voice, who is that voice calling into your life? There was a voice calling from the richest man in Canaan's son, and the richest man couldn't sleep. He said that I want you to go to that land and fish me a woman for my son before I die. There is a voice telling me I must choose before I die. Which voice is speaking for you? Do you think it's all about walking in town one day and you meet a man and then no. If you're a young girl and you are with another girl and you are walking about and one rascal meets both of you and he calls the other one, me, nobody calls me. See, obi obefre obi awesi bia no wuni future. See, ni future. It's a sign of the glory speaking. Unamana if rascal be afre say awrade apambe ne damesui ya enti bema bi amfre me tu fre bema we bema. Some of you are crying over nothing. Why? Because the glory of your life, the day it speaks, it is speaking to an honorable man. And sometimes where you are walking about, there are no honorable men. That is why it looks like nobody is toasting you. We are talking about a voice that goes ahead of you, that negotiate for the attention of God-fearing men, and calls for the attention of God-fearing women. A woman that when you are away, he will be on his knees praying for you. Not a woman that struggles with you over whiskey. Whiskey swati. Glory. One time somebody confided in me, a 62-year-old man is dating her. So if you are married to a 62-year-old person and you still have to worry about fornication, can you imagine? Who could be 62? What that won't mean now because a man for the queue. 62. Akaka krebi. You should know there is a battle. There are old women running after young girls, fighting them over their 60-something, 70-something husbands. Ebin toyeda. Okuna di 32 mpa. You will not have to worry about 6 other girls. You will be the only queen in the house. You will be the only king in the house. Clap your hands and shout, "It's my portion." Shout, "It is my portion." Shout, "It's my portion." Clap your hands and shout, "It's my portion."